and welcome to this week's Teaching with Technology from Know It. We're going to be talking with Hope about what's new with Khan. I'm Roger Manier, Executive Director of NWOET, and Judy and Hope, would you introduce yourselves?
I'm Judy Tucker, and I am a consultant for NWOET.
And I am Hope Hopkins Fawcett, and I too am a consultant for NWOET.
And Hope, you've been looking at some of the new tools. I know you just completed a college course in artificial intelligence, and you've got something that you think, at least I think, is pretty exciting about what's going on with Khan. Show us and tell us what's happening with this faithful Khan Academy. It's getting even better, I think. Correct?
It is. Khan has been a really good instruction tool for a long time, and I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see what they've done by adding some AI to go with what they already had on board. They have a list of about 20 different AI tools that teachers can use, and because it's an educational site, the AI tools are actually geared towards teachers. They use the language that teachers use, like exit ticket, lesson hooks, things of that nature, so that you know what you're getting into when you get to them. One of my favorite ones that I've been playing with a little bit is this leveler. It actually, you can copy and paste text into it and change the grade level at which it's readable.
Oh.
So if you have something that maybe you pull an article from online and the readability is way too high for your fifth graders, you can stick it in the leveler and you can pick what grade level you want it to make it readability.
Have you actually tried that? I mean, does it work?
It works fairly well. It doesn't give you word for word what you ended up with, obviously, because you don't want word for word.
Right.
But the meaning is still all there. The lower grade level you move it to, the less of the content is there, because obviously the vocabulary at the lower levels isn't as ready for some of the higher level content that's there. But it does work.
I really like that idea. One of the things that I am so passionate about is the ability AI is giving us to individualize and differentiate for different students in the same classroom. You can take the same assignment and get different versions of it appropriate to that student's ability level and reading level. This sounds like this leveler tool sounds like it might help with that.
It definitely would.
What else is here that's new? You mentioned exit ticket. What's it doing with exit tickets? That's another great tool.
Right. So as exit tickets, as teachers use them, are just an ending activity for their students. And if you go here, you can you throw your content into it, and then it looks at your content and pulls a couple of major ideas from it and then creates an exit ticket for you.
And by the way, one of the things I really like doing, those of you that have been watching our videos for a while have heard this before, I love using entrance tickets along with exit tickets. It's the exact same concept, but it helps you find out where are students at, what knowledge are they coming into class today with, and it helps me to maybe know if I need to pre-teach some concepts or verify some concepts before I get into the main part of my lesson. Again, using the technology, they come in, they do the entrance ticket. I have it up on the screen as they're beginning assignment as they walk into the classroom. And before I actually start teaching, I take a look at those entrance ticket results and I say, oh my gosh, okay, we're talking about weather today, and my entrance ticket was identify 5 types of clouds, and it looks like only about half of you were able to do that. Let's just quickly review the types of clouds before I get into today's lesson. So exit tickets and entrance tickets, fantastic teaching tool. What else is in here that we ought to know about, Hope?
Let's see, the question generator would come in helpful when you have when you have an emergency situation and you need a sub for your class and you need to come up with something quick. You can easily throw an article or something of that nature into the question generator, and then you can tell it how many questions you want it to create for you, so you could quickly make a lesson that you needed to if you were in the situation where you needed a sub.
I see real world context generator. It's always dangerous to try something that you haven't proofed ahead of time. But
Yes.
go ahead and click on that. Let's try
Yes.
something here.
I have used that one before.
Have you? Okay, excellent. Well, go ahead with an example that you're comfortable with then, please.
It wasn't very successful when I used that one before,
Okay.
but let's try like 8th grade. Oh, linear
Well,
equations.
okay. Let me tell you my example. Oh, go ahead. All right.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
equations. Horrible example. Horrible because it includes math. No, I'm kidding.
I teach math, so
I
that's
teach
what I
math,
know.
or at least I did. Yes.
So here's what it came up to.
Okay. So what's
Relating it to
practical
budgeting
example? Yeah. So
and
practical
saving
example
money.
for budgeting. Oh, travel planning. Oh, you're
Mhm.
traveling to a city. How long will it take? Okay. Oh, cooking and recipes. Actually, those aren't bad. Actually,
Those aren't
yeah, good. If I, as a teacher, am not sure how this might relate to real world, all right, let's try that again. I have one that I was thinking of. I'd like to try.
Sure.
So the real context.
I lost it. Where'd it go? There it
Yeah,
is.
real world content generator.
Sorry.
All right.
Yep.
Grade level. Let's stay with 8th grade. That's just kind of a central point. Higher and lower can relate to it. Okay. The topic is how do I select which presidential candidate I will vote for? And let's see what it does with
This
that.
could be very interesting.
Okay, comparing candidates, look at the report card, just like an employer looks at your resume. Create a report card for each candidate with different criteria. Oh, I like that. Mock elections, debates, that's kind of the old tried and true. But I never thought of doing a report card with candidates for each candidates. Okay, not bad. I get if I could really see using it if I'm sort of stuck on how to make my lesson real to students. Yeah.
The one thing I really am going to investigate this Khan resource is because some of these other ones that I've been promoting and looking into are limiting what you get for free. They're limiting so many uses a day or how many you can save. And as far as I know, Khan is supported by donations. And
Donations, and they've got some fantastic grant
if
funding. And I wish I could remember who some of the funders are because I shout out to those organizations and companies that do provide funding to.
And I mean, I have an upcoming presentation on AI in the early elementary, and I can see using or even comparing several of these AI tools with Khan's tool as far as leveling content, because some may be better than others. It's just like on the one Gemini, you can get different drafts. Well, this will be like getting different drafts, trying the same piece of content, putting it in Khan and also putting it in the other 2 or 3 that I've been using. But I can see,
Yes.
this is another option.
Yes. And as we always have been saying, at least for the last 18 months or so, try the free tools before you start spending money. You may well want to purchase the paid version of Grammarly or Photomath or any of the many other tools, Magic School, many of the other really good quality tools that are out there. You probably will want the purchase version eventually, but see what's available and free and learn to use the free version before you upgrade to the new one. Are there any others in these that you played around with? I hope that it sounds interesting or you'd like to highlight to our audience here.
I did play with the lesson hook tool a little bit.
Yes.
Again, it gives you a grade level. We could put in presidential election since that was one that you mentioned earlier,
Okay, or something that you did either way. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And deciding,
And I'll just mention for our viewers, we're just typing things in now, but in real life, I would probably put in my, I just copy and paste my lesson objectives or the other information. This.
very much so. It's very easy to copy and paste in there.
Okay, start with mock election, current event, introduce a problem-based learning tool. Okay, I'm not as excited about that as, did you try one? Do you want to try another one of these and see how it goes? And again, for our viewers, I really, really encourage you, do just what we're doing. Just get in here, something that you already are using, like exit tickets, for example. Try it. See if it is going to help your teaching day go a little bit better. Oh, you're back to linear equations again.
I know, I like linear equations.
Okay, after we get the results, can we see how it exports?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Good point, Judy.
Well, I want to really see how on the multiple choice quiz, if it exports it to Google Forms or whatever. Now this, might be to a Google document or something.
So
Yes,
this lesson hooks, so the lesson hooks here start with the real world problem. And well, we already saw how we could find, relate to the real world. Khanmigo could help us identify what those real world issues might be. A quick hands-on activity. I don't do that enough, and I love that as a way to hook students in. And actually, we were just talking about how the playground area at the state conference, the Ohio Educational Technology Conference that's in February of each year, the playground areas in the exhibit hall really have a lot of hands-on kind of opportunities. And, in your classroom, a little bit of hands-on, the students actually try it is always a good idea. And, initiate a discussion. Okay. And, sometimes it's like, I knew that, but maybe I needed to be reminded of it. All right. I like lesson hooks.
Okay. How does it export? What's that?
Let's see what it does. It looks like you can do it as Word or PDF or into Google Drive.
So it will put it straight into Google Drive. Excellent.
Okay. I want to see if you do the questions back at the home page.
And by the way, I want to talk about that export function just a bit, Judy. I'm glad you brought that up. One of the distinguishing features for many of the paid versions of artificial intelligence apps that are out there, whether it's in math, English language arts, reading, assessment, whatever, one of the distinguishing features of the paid versions is often that it gives better export options. If you're using the free version, you're stuck with copy and paste. If you're using the paid version, you get some more sophisticated export like this one that lets you directly put it into your Google Drive. So, Khan, your hat's off again to you having.
They'll really be on my plus side if it goes when she creates some questions and it can go into Google.
Go directly into an assessment.
Or some kind of.
Yeah.
So I took an article from Britannica that was over 21st century technologies, and I just inputted that for the text, and then it came up with these 10 questions.
Cool.
Okay, and how does export it?
Yeah.
Let's export to Google Drive.
Okay, so it goes into Google Drive, not necessarily straight not into the Google.
Wasn't there one that was multiple choice questions too? An additional.
There is another one that's multiple choice questions.
That's the one I wanted to see because I use a application or a website called questionwell.com, and it puts them into the multiple choice quiz. Yeah.
By the way, that contained a reminder, check for accuracy anytime you're using artificial intelligence. Take the time to read through to make sure that the answers really are the right answer according
Okay.
to the way you taught the concept.
We
So
have
appear
multiple choice questions, but the export, well, unless it's that little thing, it gets ran out of space to the right of print. Is that,
Yep, it's still there. We still have export to Word, PDF, or Google Drive,
oh, not Google Forms?
not Google Forms.
You know, Judy, I suspect strongly that will be something that will be coming in the not too distant future, where you know, take any quiz that you already have created and have it automatically go into a Google quiz.
Well,
I haven't found anything that does that yet, but I bet there will be.
well, I mean, Microsoft has one too. I can't name the name of it right now, but we know that Google Forms is a very popular one. And Question Well does export to different applications besides Google Forms. It's
Yes.
just the one that I've used the most.
Yes. Well, believe it or not, we are about out of time for today. You will be able to receive professional development credit. Contact us at nwet@nwet.org or look at the links that you'll see along with the description of this when you see our video online. Will you give us any closing thoughts? Khan Academy, thumbs up, thumb down? What do you think, Hope?
I give it a thumbs up.
Khanmigo, I should say. Yes.
Khanmigo, I give a thumbs up. I've used Khan Academy for a long time with my students, and Khanmigo just seems to add a lot of extra options that I think will be helpful.
And by the way, I'm going to correct myself. Khanmigo is the pronunciation using. I believe that's correct. I've heard Khanmigo. I have no problem with that.
I think it's.
Because you know what the
I think it's Khanmigo. There's no.
Migo.
There's no N in the middle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, there isn't.
Okay.
Khanmigo.
You'll get the idea if you're big. And this is an addition. All the other Khan resources, they're still there, right? This is just new options.
I'm hoping that Hope in a future video that we make will talk about how she's found Khan all of the resources to be helpful in the classes that she's taught, because I know I've kind of forgotten about it, but I got an email saying that my hadn't used it for 90 days and they were going to close my account or my, so I need to look into it too. And so I hope that that's something down the road that we can look at.
All right. So thanks for watching. We'll have some more information and links available to you. And you can always contact us at nwet@nwet.org. That's all for now.